Welcome back to Railway Empire. My name is Nilaus, and this is another episode of our little Let's Try It So showcase that's, well, it's a little bit of everything. And in the previous episode, I was very much focused on building an efficient train network with separated lines for freight and for passengers. Works really well. That's awesome. However, there's something that I know that you've been mentioning in comments that I haven't touched upon, and that's kind of deliberate, and that is warehouses. So, outstrip the competition. Yes, of course we do. So I'm going to be focusing on continuing this playthrough, but today I'm going to be very much focused on warehousing. So if you're interested in figuring out how warehousing works and how to use them efficiently, then this is the episode for you. If you want to just see the game progress, then that's also for you. So you know what, no matter what you want, this episode is for you. Thank you very much for your support so far, and it is lovely. So, oh, Bangor is not, has grown and then it went down. Okay, grown, yes. Right, so what we do have, if we look at demands for cities, there will be some things that are in high demand. For example, here we have grain because it's going into both the general population and also the beer production. We also have cloth, and that means the yarn is in high production. That's funny how we don't have any of that. Is that because there's no train between West Stain to Syracuse? Yeah, that's actually true. There's no one here either. And we'll get one, we'll get the... I don't know, is that really the one? Okay, cool. We'll just do that. That will help got on satisfying. There we go. That's exactly what we want to see here. This one. There we go. Full of wool from the wool farms, wool bushes. Right, so what we want to do, let's start by looking at, I want to make a single warehouse, and the warehouse should be, let's look at the consumption here. Some things are high, man, I want to do it for intermediate products. That means anything that is not sort of harvested directly. So grain is harvested, but beer is processed. So beer, meat, cloth, where else? The wooden planks, and the liquor, and the dairy products. I'm not going to do the clothing, because clothing is actually a double step, because clothing comes from cloth and it comes from wool. So it's a three-step process. So I'm going to skip that one for now. Somehow we have it. I don't understand why, but we do have it now, and that's just what it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a station here, and we can make it in a lot of different ways. We can make it, I want to make it in a big station, so I want to make it sort of hug these as much as possible, and I will probably need to remove this, but let me just build it, because it's going to be a little bit complicated. I want 4 stops here. Now I made a intermediate warehouse, this well, at least an intermediate station. What we're going to do here is we're going to make a maintenance depot. Yes, that's expensive. This is going to be an expensive build, by the way. We also want an expensive at that one, and then we're going to get a look at the warehouse. So what is it I wanted to make here? Let's see. It was meat, it was beer, sounds like a good party here. That was clothing, and any composites, the planks, the liquor, and the cheese. Those are the ones we want to get in here. So what is going on now? Now we need to redirect things from these locations to that location. So for example, if you look at Boston, you are producing, basically what I'm looking at here is like, this is producing 3 of the items, 2 of the items, and 1 of the items. Now it's not really producing the cheese yet because it doesn't have the milk, which is up here, but we'll get that soon enough, and we'll get that into wherever it is. Here we have meat and liquor. That's interesting, because the liquor, if I'm looking at it, if I correctly, oh, what do we get? That is, what is this? Parcel drops. Amount of packages. Oh yes, I want amount of packages. Either I'm gonna get it, or you're gonna pay a lot of money for it. Okay, I'm gonna pay a lot of money for it. Oh, that's a lot of money. I don't want that. No, I'm gonna need to get some infrastructure, damn it. But anyway, I can be happy that you bought it. So what we're seeing here is that since we don't have... we are making liquor. Why are we not making liquor? Don't know. It does say the goods are being produced, so they are exported here. Anyway, so that's... it is coming in here, even though there's no train from the station, right? Let's have a look. Nope, there should be a train going here to here, and we'll just get 1 train, and will be a freight train. There we go. And let's see, what about research? What would we like to research? We'd like to research the Devant. That's the one. So we're going to save up until we get enough for that. So let's look at this warehouse though. Small breakdown. That's kind of... So now we want to make sure that there are not... Instead of having meat from Boston to Albany and meat from Boston to Syracuse and meat from Boston to Buffalo, but also from Portland. So what we're going to do is there will be no freight trains between cities going through directly all the way. So that means from Boston, we're going to take... That's definitely not what I wanted. Boston, there. So Boston to Albany, that's a freight train. That's fine. Campbell Station, fine maybe-ish. Small breakdown, don't care. Green Rest, I don't know. We probably should... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to rename all these so that it's easier to figure out. There we go. This makes it a lot bit easier. Now we have the sugar named and we have everything named. So that should make it easier. So that means if we go here, take a station and look at these. So for example, do we have any freight trains going? That's a freight train to Syracuse, for example. I don't want that. I don't even understand what it's doing. Oh, see, that's bringing meat. Lovely. So that should bring stuff in here. And this is also important. This is like super important. I'm going to take out these waypoints. Syracuse and that waypoint, and I'm going to get you up here, but I absolutely need it. So it goes from... It should go from Boston first. So from Boston and on the top line. There we go. Into the warehouse. Cool. You're going to have one train. Yeah, maybe two later on. But that is going to be here. You are definitely not going to do that. And you're definitely not going to do that because that's where you're producing it. So don't do that. Cool. And Boston, you can pick up whatever there. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Boston to... Vegetables to Boston. And I really feel it's weird that Albany to Boston, I don't have a... Okay, but from Portland, for example, I also know that we have a lot there. So Portland to Bangor, that's a freight there. Portland to Albany as a freight train. I don't want that. Portland to Albany freight train there. That will now be changed from Portland. And I'm going to make sure that it goes on. It's on the... No, it's on the wrong tracks. Look at that. It's actually using the... Okay, well then, just go away. You are a disgrace. I will not accept you. So you're actually using the wrong tracks. It's a freight train. Oh, did I do the wrong trains before? And then go to the intermediate warehouse. There. Now that can only be there. Good. So what are you going to do? You're going to be from Portland. Hold on. We're going to get a train. We're going to get freight. And you are not going to export cheese. You're not going to export that because that's being produced at that location. Good. There. And I'm just going to go have a look at warehouse allows goods to move. Yes, we know. And here. I'm just thinking we got this one wrong. Where are you? You're here. Nope, we got it on the right tracks. Perfect. So I'll also do it from Bangor. Bangor, you don't have any trains at all here, right? No, you only have one. So by getting it from... You are going to go into... Oh, and again. Make sure that it's on the rail 3 and 4. And then go into warehouse. And you can see it sticks on those tracks. And I will then say, what are you not going to... Oh, locomotive and freight. Don't bring that one back because that's kind of what we have. And confirm, confirm. And now I'm only doing one for each. And that might not be great, but it's kind of to get started on it. Here I'm going to look at other locations if they're going... So here, for example, Portland to Albany. That's just delete. There. So they're all from like remote locations. They're either here, Albany remains largest city. Good. But then we are going to get a train from Albany. And get it on the right tracks. No, that's not right. That's correct. There. To that one. Sweet. And then we're going to go one. Freight. and then basically at this point say, you're not going to do that, you're not going to do that, and you're not going to do that, because they are already there. And we'll build it for the other ones as well. So now every one of our main stations is having a connection to our warehouse. And that means they should be able to bring that in. Now, in order for us to get anything valuable here, then we do have some cheese production here and there. That saw a couple of places. That one, Syracuse, has cheese production, and there you go, Portland. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up the cheese factory, well, the dairy farm. I wonder if they also grow on bushes. Nope, they actually grow on cows. Interesting. And I'm going to hook it up here, and then we'll see. So now our milk location has been hooked up, and where do we want to get it? We want to get from milk to Syracuse, and that's a locomotive, and that's an express, and that goes basically milk in. Done. We're also going to get another one from milk to Portland. That's a long one. One train there, just the milk. Done. Hopefully that'll work, but we'll see. So that gets us a little bit better. I hope that this will work. And let's see if the production here is. It's not really working. Oh, but here's a nice thing. We can actually get the Devant, and that's a better freight train. So we're gonna go into our tool shed and switch over to. Oh right, the Devant. There we go. That one will be now bulk replace, all freight only. 31,000 done. That's cheap. Now let's see what we have in terms of missions. Achieve an extra status on a rail between Boston and Philadelphia. Well, we don't have Philadelphia. Deliver loads of salt, but only 70, and for buy 3% stocks. Okay, we're gonna start by buying 3% stock. That's easy. Oh, they're dirt cheap. How much can we buy? We can buy 23%. That's a little bit much. We're gonna be, yeah. So just need 3%. We'll buy 10. We're gonna buy you out anyway at some point.
The
there we go.
citizens are highly satisfied with your performance.
Then I think we need to look at New York City and maybe get that one. And somehow we're gonna get down to Philadelphia as well. That's gonna be challenging. So let's try to encroach on the good people of New York here. They need a station right smack in the middle of everything right there. I am sure that it's going to help them.
We finally meet face to face. We haven't been formally introduced yet, but really there's only one thing you need to know. Nothing goes down here without my permission. As long as you don't get in my way while on my turf, we'll have no problem with each other.
Ugh, what an unpleasant guy. It's best not to pay any attention to this bully for now. Let us focus on earning money.
Wow, so now that gets to a little bit of a challenge of how the hell are we going to hook up our 4 lanes to those 4 lanes? It just has to happen. And unfortunately, this intermediate station is proving to be in the way, to say the least. So that means there's a little bit of a hustle to reconfigure everything here. All right, so I made this nightmarish intersection. I made the beautiful tri thing, but then I realized that the 2 upper lanes here are going to go in here, and then you have to be freight lines, but the 2 upper ones, yeah, that's gonna be the freight lines, but then the freight lines here have to go into the lower ones on that side, so I kind of have to branch them off and get in there. That's a nightmare, but we'll also need to set all the directions here just to get that sorted here. And I guess that's gonna work. And luckily they set up signals themselves. That should work. So now we can get on to the next part. And that will be setting up a train line from New York City. And now we have to remember that the top ones are freight and the bottom ones, that one is going to be... let's see, that's gonna be there. That's gonna be the freight, the express, yes. So it goes from waypoint 1, and then let's just make it up to Albany. Yeah. And that stays on the 2 northernmost tracks. That's really interesting. Why is there an extra track there? Wonder who built that. There's an extra track all the way over. Odd. I'll clean it up. But that's an express line, and we also need another express line from New York City going in on the lower track into Boston. And then that goes onto the upper track here. It's complicated. There, and it's express. Go. That's the easy one. Then we need to do a freight line from New York City. That will now go on the top, that one, and then go into the warehouse. And then we have to select do not transport that. Also, we got the Devant, and we'll just take one to start with. There we go. That is definitely not. New York will then export that, but it'll get all the other stuff. Nope, that's not it. It's from here. There we go. Don't bring cloth back. There. One of those. Great. And I think we also might have forgotten. No, we do have that here. Right, so that's taking care of the intermediates. Then we still need all the basics in here. So we need to make sure that we can get from grain, for example. We're going to need some grain for this one. And let's see, do we have any locations nearby that we can take from? Not really. So they will need to get all the stuff inbound. For example, sugar. And let's actually look at New York. Oh, not, that's the false New York. This is, I want to look at the good New York. And here. What are we not getting? We're not getting grain. We're not getting that. So those are the things we need to get. So let me just build some manual lines. This could also be consolidated with warehouses, but I don't think that's useful generally. That's a freight train. I'll do one, I think. And that will be grain and corn. Let's actually do two of those because that's kind of important. There we go. So that gets grain and corn into New York, and we'll just kind of... Damn, New York 2 is hidden. So that's grain and corn, but we don't have that. Well, we actually have that. That is coming in. This are coming in here. This is looking pretty good. Sugar is not coming in, so let's also make a sugar line from sugar to New York. A train, a single one, and that's just sugar. Done. There we go. So that's now that means that New York 2 is scaled up. We can click on the city, and we will then see if it's being fulfilled. Of course, some of it is not going to be fulfilled by us, but we're getting up to 54. We need to get it up. Once we get the grain and the corn inbound, then we're going to see that it starts growing quite significantly. And we need to get it to 70 in order to get salt in here. That's going to be the next. Train line over the intermediate runs very slowly due to high incline. Runs very slow due to high incline. Didn't we upgrade our trains? I don't know. Well, let's see. So achieve an express status from Boston to Philadelphia. That's not happening. Loads of salts. Nope. Midwestern region. We'll get it. Buy the company. Nope. Okay, so this one is it's going to take a little bit more. What I think I want to do is I want to make some money. So I'm going to start outbidding on these. I want to get all of these high value plantations here. There. And that one is also high value. And since he doesn't have any money for it, and either or maybe not isn't interested, then we don't really need to do anything. I just want to buy these things. All of these that are mine. I have the money, and we're not going to build anything right now, so this is a good opportunity to invest in the future. And this one is also like super valuable. This one, definitely buy it. Ooh, that's expensive. But we definitely also want it. I don't know why it's expensive, but it's kind of the essential for what we have. Can we buy this one? Yeah, we want to buy all of it. I think that's going to be a good long-term investment. Gives us money. There. So how does that work with us actually owning these? We bought this one last time. This one, production. And you can see the profit per week is 12,000. That's pretty good. It has earned us 366,000 on the acquisition cost of 12,000, so 200,000. And then we have, this is interesting, but let's hook that up. We might as well hook that up. So let's hook this up just to cash in on the 231,000. Whether we actually get it later on or use it, that does kind of beside the point. But hey, there's hold shift to rotate. And with setting up the simple wool interaction, and as soon as that comes in, this is just the revenue. I'm only interested in the revenue. I'm not really interested in the other part. Then we got salt up here. but no one requires salt at this point. We also have, that's okay, no one requires coal yet. Recently acquired. And the fruit one, I'd actually like to acquire that as well. That's a very expensive one. Wow. Don't care for that just yet. But we hooked up here. So the question is, do we want to get an express status? What was the question? Express status, Boston to Philadelphia. That seems reasonable. So I'm going to see if I can buy this. Oh, 860,000. Okay, so we'll be waiting for a little bit of money. We should get that coming in quickly. And then we'll be expanding southward. I think there's a potential for making more money by hooking up the New York City on inheritance. Some transport stocks. Okay, don't care. There, Dunham. 2 of those. Express. Don't have those. From New York to Portland. But first, I have to make sure that they are on the right tracks here. I think that's the right track. There. And that goes up to Portland. And done. Boston to Albany Railroad, stock favorite. Good. And I also want to go up to Syracuse as well. Let's have a look. If we look here, Syracuse versus to New York, for example. It's not much. It's any one of those that are sort of via something else. But we can make a direct one from... We'll try that. Let's try that. Because we want to see if we can leverage New York to be more valuable. New York to Syracuse. Oh, nope. New York to a waypoint. There. And then to Syracuse. There. And it's going to be here, 2 trains and express. Done. Hopefully that'll make more money. Look at our money. It just skyrocketed. Where did we want to go? We want to buy something more. That was... we could buy this one just because we wanted... Oh, slower due to missing operating. Okay, so why are you missing water? That's really interesting. And by interesting, I mean horrifying. What is this? Cotton farm. Oh, it's a cotton farm. Oh, that's interesting. It is actually a cotton farm. This one. Wow, that's so far away. Never mind. New York has grown. Great. New York. That's great. And what we wanted to buy was... Can I just increase something in the city? No? Okay, so that makes cloth as well. Right, so now I think I want to get into... Oh, right, we wanted to buy this one. Oh, that got even more expensive. Damn. But we now need to head into Pittsburgh and set up shop there.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. So one more time for half-wits like you. Hands off my territory. If you don't tear down this ugly shack right now, I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
Sandwich. That seems... We'll get across here. And... Smash in. Okay, so how does that work? Do we tunnel under you? Or do we... There. I think bridges are cheaper, right? Bridges must be cheaper than this. And... There. That's definitely better. That's more manageable. It's still going to be really expensive. There we go. A little bit of a bridge here. 9%. That's not good. Okay, we'll even this one out a little bit. Weird that he went from 9 to -4. That makes no sense. Anyway, this is probably better. There. That is... And the parallel line, we can't build those. Those are really expensive. But at this point, we also have to remember that these are opposite. So we'll just look at it from the side. That means this will actually be the train line. Or the... What is it called? The lower ones, those are going to be the passenger lines. Yes, that's what I want. And so with Philadelphia in in the network, we can start making. And let's see, the Dunham is still the best, the least bad one. There we go. We'll get an express, and that will go to... We'll still mark it like this, and then go to New York. Done. We'll get another one from Philadelphia to the right tracks, and then up to Boston. That's the one we really need. There. Express. Done.
Hold up now. You really want war? Best settle your affairs, because tonight you'll sleep with the fishes.
Ooh, you better be careful. He means business. But we must not let this intimidate us.
My saboteur hardly touched anything, and everything collapsed.
I'm afraid
There we
we
go.
have to live with these sabotages for now. At least until we put this gangster out of business.
All right, so now we are all about making money to get this done. So we are not actually we don't really care about Philadelphia, not at this point at least. And let's see. Maybe we do actually. That's the funny thing. You start up by just not caring, and then in the end you get some of that. And we got the water barrel there in the middle, and then we have some good money makers there. I think that should be making some money. All right, if we look at the train, nope. If we look at, where is it? Wouldn't that be like a research for this? Okay, so deliver salt to New York, but that means New York has to grow first. So we're not quite there yet. Achieve an express route train between Boston and Philadelphia. That's working on it. This one we'll be working on. We got this one, and then we need this will mid-Atlantic. That's Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and DC. Okay, so that means Philadelphia needs to grow. Well, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get that to grow. But it should be fine. We don't need to do much in terms of this, because they will kind of take care of most of it. Wow, you're a really small city. But I can get maybe I can get some grain and corn in here at least. And then what else? Maybe some beer. Just get some easy ones in here. Let's do that. Let's get some easy ones. Even though it's all the way from up here. That's going to be the freight one. 2 of those, and go into... It can't... Oh, because we don't have freight lines there yet. Oh, right. There. Okay, so we didn't have enough money to make the freight lines. So we'll be having to make the freight lines. But first we set up the passenger lines, because that's our primary money maker. So now that we have built some freight line, I've just doubled up the lines. We've done that before. I'm going to go from grain, a Devant, 2 trains, express, and I actually have to make absolutely sure that that actually should be fine. It can't go anywhere else when it comes from a local station. There we go. And that goes on those lines. Perfect. So there, that should help grow that city. And then what else do we need here? What else could we want to get? We would want to get this hooked up to from you into that one, because that's important. And then let's see, from the warehouse we are not going to pick up the stuff we already have, and I'm going to get a freight train, and we're going to be freighting, and that's going to be good. Cool. Now, is that enough? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Oh, New York City too. That's the one. That's ours. And does it go to the intermediate warehouse? Yes, but it only has 1 into the intermediate warehouse. So now it's all about the money making.
I'm laughing my head off. Left to your own devices, you'll tear yourself apart.
Interesting comment. Doesn't do really anything. And that is... I'm just looking at this line here from Buffalo to intermediate warehouse, and it's picking up cloth for Buffalo. I was just looking at the Buffalo line here, and yeah, cloth is actually nice. There's 10 inbound now, but I was kind of wondering why there's no meat inbound. So Buffalo to intermediate warehouse, I think it might be time for just a second one. It's so far away, and I really want Buffalo to grow as well. Things are growing. Bangor has been hooked up to some salt and wood, just that we have the salt in case.
Good. It was about time that we also entered this market with our own goods.
That one. Yes. But salt is not coming in unless we get New York City to grow, and we also need some more growth in this region here. So Philadelphia, we need you to grow. Why are you not growing? Oh, we can bid on a mail car. Ooh, mail cars are really valuable. Definitely want that. Like that's 20, I don't know. There we go. Oh, I can't afford it. Well, if you buy this, okay, never mind. Ha, I can't afford it. I can't even click it.
You're a slow learner, and you'll always be a few steps behind me.
I mean, that's fine if you want to spend that much money. Well, it's not fine, but I wanted it. Right, so why are we not growing in Philadelphia? Let's see. We're not getting the corn and we're not getting this one, but they should be. This is current delivered by train, so they are coming in. So as soon as we get that, we should be back up and growing. That's 16 in total, so that's a really good load here. Quarterly report. That's a lot of money we're making on this quarterly report. Then beer is coming in. Okay, so we're at 46. We need up to 60 to grow, and I'm pretty sure that when we get this grain and this inbound, then it's gonna work. Sugar cubes are not coming in, so let's get some sugar cubes. That should be like an easy one from here to here, and there. This is just gonna be one sugar cubes. There we go. Easy way to fix that. And then we need Philadelphia to grow. That's going to be a little bit difficult. New York needs to grow as well. It needs to go up to 70,000. And at 70,000, it will start requesting salt. Sweet. So it's at 70,000. There we go. Now I need to make a salt delivery from my new salt mine into New York. There we go. That's that one. And it's just an express. It's going to bring in salt. Let's make sure that we prioritize that one. Good. And let's have a look. Yay, it's loading salt. So that is, it needs to go eight figures of salt. Actually, now that I think of it, this should also be requesting salt, right? Like my other big cities. Oh, look at that. Boston can actually get a new industry. Well, what kind of industry do we want then? A cheese industry? Ceramics? Not really. Meat industry, we already have that. Beer industry, we don't want it. Cloth industry, not really. Fashion industry. It would be nice with Bangor, that right there. Planks, that's also good because we have other things nearby. Or do we want furniture? Nah. Dairy? No, not really. Just the dairy farmers up there. So maybe the fashion? I'll do the planks. There we go. That's it. Did it work? No, it didn't. Planks. And how do I select it? 400,000. Yes. Oh, right. I need to place it somewhere. Whoop. There you go. There you go. So we just chose what to build in this location. Right. We got 2 million. And now I think we want to do something else with our money. And that is, we want to buy out our competitor. His stock is really low. So that's a good time to invest. About 2 million. I get 30% of his stocks.
You're not exactly the sharpest tool in the shed, are you? Do not mess with me.
All right, we're up to 40% of his value, and we still need. There we go. Philadelphia is finally growing, and we should get our salt inbound here. Oh, are we getting? We need to absolutely make sure that we are getting some cloth in here. Nope, we're not. There. 2 there. That's super important. Freight and oops. That prioritize. There you go.
It's important that we expand
There we
south.
go.
If we can keep Philadelphia in our rail network, that will be a
Oh, it's double growing
for us.
It's growing super fast now. Right, there we go. We got the load of salt here. So now the only thing we need is increase our production here. Then we need to buy the company. And then we need to go in here. We have one city with 120. That's great. That must be Albany. Very good city. And Boston is also on the growth. Long way to go. But I need one more aside from that to get over there. Ooh, we have a little congestion. Maybe we are overbuilding things here. Let's have a look. Well, okay, that congestion has been resolved. It was a momentary thing. Time to get a better train, a Firefly,
This
as one would
locomotive
want.
is a moving bomb, and no one knows when it will go off.
Well, I'm pretty sure it won't. So that means now we'll change all of our express goods. 26. That's cost 300,000. It's very much worth it. They'll be faster. They'll be better. What I need to do now is this Philadelphia thing is just not really
a record. Either tailwind
he's very
or
chatty.
false measurement.
There's
probably both.
There's only one thing to do about him, and that is buy up more of his company. 25 shares more. We're up to 65 now. Almost there. How much do we need for the rest? All right, there's 3 million. All right, so just accrue that and get him out of the way. Here's a cute little trick you can do. Banking. Give me 3 million. Competitor. Buy him out. You now own 100% of Flamingo Rail in stock, and you will automatically receive all surplus from this company from now on. You've also been granted 0 worth of stocks. What? And 900 in cash. This company is now no longer expanding and participating in auctions. However, existing train line stations and business will continue to be optimized. Alternatively, you can dissolve the company at any time through a merger. And then we merge. Merge, you need 100% of the shares. Yep. And liquidate engines, liquidate everything. There. He's now ceased to exist. I can repay my loan. That is how you empty a business. Boston Albany Railroad merged. Boom. There we go. We have now killed our competitor, and we completed this mission here. Done. So I think that's a pretty good place to wrap up. I think we've shown quite well how we can set up the intermediate warehouse, how this warehouse works in... oh, there we go. How the warehouse, this is it, how the warehouse works. It keeps a good stock of most things. Not everything can be kept in stock, but things are coming in, things are being transported out. And that's that will help serve like for these intermediate products. Doing it for the initial products, I don't think that's a good idea, because the throughput is so high that we just need so much of it. But of course, that's up to how you want to be setting up your rail network. Whether we want to continue or not, at this point, I think that, to be honest, it looks like this is just like letting it flow for a while, getting this one up here, it's already at 70,000, and getting 2 of these, 2 more cities up here. There's not really, then of course reach the area down here. So I don't think there's any reason for me to continue this mission. There's not going to be any curveballs thrown at us, and we're sitting here with a balance of 4 million, and it's just skyrocketing. So I think we're quite successfully shown that this has already been won. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in another episode of another game at some point. Until then, take care, and as always, stay effective.